Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody had a great weekend. This is Mornings with Michael. This is for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only. If you have a personal financial question, you can reach us at 415-828-7997. But there's one screen I had left out of my Sunday presentation. I just bring that up here and I'll share that with you. This is the markets in January, late December to January, we had a 15.4% rise in the markets. Markets don't go straight up. As you can see, this came up, came back down. Some of them go down a bit further than we anticipate, comes back up again, comes back down. There's some consensus because of we're going to a third year of a presidential cycle. Most presidential cycles, October is the bottom. So we'll see if this bottom holds. If so, this may be the start of a leg up, and it is reversing to the mean, just like the others have. We'll see if it holds here. It's going to possibly be a volatile week with the Fed speech coming up. I believe it's on Friday. And that's kind of the story there. So let me kind of go back to our markets today. Share our screen here. So this is a VIX. There's some question with the zero dated options now, if this VIX is really reliable or if it needs a rework. This was done by some professors and students at the University of Duke, so we thank them for that. But earlier today, yeah, it looks like the VIX had an increase in here, but it was interesting because at the same time, the S&P 500 was up as well. So, and the S&P 500 continues up. As you can see on the stochastics on my screen, it's breaking out, showing it's a buy area. That'll be determined if that's correct. Let's go to our dollar. Dollar is kind of pulling back. It's a story over the weekend that China and Russia's attempt to move into a different currency to move away from the dollar isn't really working that well. So we'll continue to watch that story. Look at the yield. The yield is pulling back. That's why the markets have been going up. It pulled back earlier. Now it's up slightly, 3.975 here. Let's look at the 20-year yield. 20-year yield is doing about the same as the 10-year. It was down earlier, and now it's up. So look at the QQQ. Interesting on that news, it's holding steady and moving up. The Dow Jones is right at its kind of 50-day moving average. All the lines kind of merge together, so it's hard to read which one it's at. And looks like we got a pretty strong pullback in the IWM this morning. The volume is a little light. We'll see it at the end of the day, and we'll just kind of see where that takes us. It looks like we got a pullback in the tankers. Excuse me. I got a pretty strong pullback below its 10-day moving average. in Torm. International Seaways. So they made a big move, so they're all kind of pulling back here. Looks like we got a pullback in the metals as well. Came up to that blue shaded line and have a strong pullback here. Look at the energy. Slight low pullback here. Look at oil prices. Oil prices are slightly up. We had a gap down on natural gases this morning. So that's the story there. Not sure why the numbers aren't showing here on the screen. Refresh this, see if that does the trick. Not really showing the numbers, but it is gapping down at a high of 99. That was so it had a low of 837. It's trying to recover a little bit at a high of 877. So it did gap down from Friday in the nines. What's looking good today is the technology sector. It's moving up a little bit, continues its move above all its 10 and 20-day moving averages. Take a look at XBI. It's pulling back in again. I know there was a huge options bet that this was going to trend up, but we'll just continue watching that. Building materials are pulling back pretty strong as well. Transportation got a little bit of a pullback. They had a big bounce a couple of days ago. So that's kind of what's happening there. And then we'll take what's moving on volume today. Deanna Corporation moving up at a 36% earnings increase. It bounced up into this blue area and now is pulling back. We got Radian Group. It had gapped up, but this isn't a good sign. It's got a pretty big pullback from its gap up. And we got Hilton gapping up. Looks like they have 0% earnings increase, but they're had a little bit of a gap up here today. Have an international company, Mexico. Betterware is moving up on pretty strong volume and had its earnings a little over a week ago. So some institutional money management, it looks like, is moving in here. And we'll look at, let's take a look at Jets. It's pulling back a little bit. And then out of the office ETF of a lot of leisure activity, looks like it's moving up. Just when I saw the Hilton Group, just wanted to check those two areas. I know United Airlines had been trying to move out, and it's got a little bit of a pullback today. So let's look what's moving down today. Park Aerospace Got a pretty good downturn here. At a high at 1633. Now it's down to 1511. Spirit Airlines turning down here. Pretty huge volume. At a high of 1845 and last at 1693, so it's down to close to 6%. Interesting is your software, which had some pretty good earnings and move up. It's pulling back. I guess a revision to the mean. Pretty huge volume though. That's not always good to see. And we'll look at a couple more here. Double Verify had been moving up and is gapping down today on a big pullback. It's pulling back to its 10 and 20-day moving average. Whitehorse Finance. Another gap down below its 50-day moving average. And Greystone Housing. Wow, this is kind of a disappointing on earnings, and they continue to move down. So that's kind of a look at our ups and downs, what's kind of moving in the markets. And we'll check back with you on Tuesday. In the meantime, if you have any personal financial questions, you can call or text us at 415-828-7997. Hope everybody has a great day. Continue working on your goals and your activities. That's going to propel you forward, and keep reaching for the stars. Never know what you can achieve. Keep positive and be grateful for what you have, and continue to share with others your excellence. We hope you have a great day, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the morning. This is